Good morning. Welcome to Washington Live, powered by KCTC. I'm your host, Diana Rich, and I'm joined in the studio with our producer, Alex. Good morning.
Good to be here.
How are you?
Good.
Surviving the snow?
Not as cold today.
Not as cold today. It's like
Maybe we're going back down. I don't know.
Tank tops. I like your sweatshirt.
Thank you. Fire truck.
Sporting the fire truck. I feel like you should have worn that to the pancake dinner last week. Would have been like getting autographs. That would have been awesome.
Yeah, I could have. Well, I totally forgot about it when we had the firefighters on, and then I went home and I was like, oh, I had this. Could have had some firefighter signatures on this.
Dang. Did you make it to the pancake dinner?
I did not.
Alex, you're killing me. Did you have like a free ticket and you didn't go?
No, I didn't have any ticket. I just didn't
Okay,
go.
well, the fireman pancake dinner was fantastic.
They were good?
I feel like it was better than usual. The pancakes were on point. Sausage was awesome. I'm not much for the eggs, but my husband said they were good. And then they had like this phenomenal chocolate milk that's made in Kelowna at the creamery. It's really good. So you missed out.
Yeah.
Mark your calendar for next year. Not to make you feel bad or anything, but all right. Thanks for joining us this morning. Later on the show, we have guests from the Washington for Justice. Going to learn more from Dan Henderson and Sule about their goals for the year, and they have lots of upcoming events that we'll highlight and dig more into that shortly. But first, let's take a look at the weather. Cloudy, slight chance of snow, which nobody likes to hear, but it sounds like a slight. Probably not going to happen. Wind, high of 22, so heat front, warm front coming through. Tonight, slight chance of snow, 12 degrees, and then tomorrow, cloudy, high of 16. So looks like the weather is looking a little bit warmer.
Some good weather
for now. Yeah, as long as the roads aren't drifting shut, I don't mind the snow. It looks pretty. So for community events, looks like we have the Neon Dance at the Casey Hall on Friday from 5:30 to 8. And also, is that this Friday?
Yeah, it's this Friday.
Okay, very good. And then next Tuesday, January 23rd, looking ahead a week, is the Hospice of Washington Soup Supper at the United Presbyterian Church from 4:30 to 6:30. Always a great event. Homemade soups, fresh breads and desserts. Looks like the soups are going to be cheeseburger and rice, sauerkraut and bratwurst, and cheesy ham and potato. It is a free will donation, and you can get to-go orders on the northwest side entrance of the church. And then there will be a silent auction on the Hospice of Washington County's Facebook page, so come out and support your non-for-profit hospice event, it says. So that's all we have for events right now. Let's take a look at the police report. It looks kind of long.
It's a good one.
Should I have read through it beforehand, or
Maybe.
I'll just be surprised? All right. Caller reports a male subject in a box truck who was swerving and then pulled in front of them, slamming on the brakes. Driver also flipped him off. Caller is no longer behind the vehicle, requesting a deputy counsel to counsel the driver. 92.8 spoke to the caller and made contact with the business, who will make their driver aware of the complaint and counsel him.
Can't be doing that in a company car.
Never, right?
Yeah,
Never.
not in a company car.
You can't. People will find you.
Yeah.
They'll call you in. So, that was an interesting one. All right. Caller reports being stuck on the railroad tracks. 92.3 responded and pushed. The vehicle is off the tracks.
That's scary.
That is scary.
That would be scary.
The snow, it's lots of people are kind of spinning their wheels and getting stuck, but I would not want to be stuck on the railroad tracks for sure. Caller reports a snowblower is blowing snow on the highway, creating a whiteout conditions and pelting vehicles with gravel and ice. 9215 responded and spoke to the subject, documented.
He needs somewhere for the snow to go, you know?
Yeah, geez.
Was he doing like the ditch area where the gravel is?
I don't know. I was thinking maybe you should make more space between you and the snowblower, or maybe you should go home, is what I was thinking. But I guess if he was throwing gravel and ice, maybe. I don't know. All right. Iowa City Police Report. It's been a while since we've had anything from the Iowa City Police Report. Has there not been anything going on, or have you been slacking and not looking at it?
They took it away, but now it's back.
Now it's back. All right.
They hit it.
Subjects running from cab. He vomited in the cab and didn't pay. Wow.
Yeah.
I would expect that in Iowa City. Last call from Iowa City. Thinks someone broke into the house and sat in her chair requesting options. Did not want officer to respond.
Just wanted options.
I feel like every time the Iowa City police report is on the list, there's always something like this. Like, thinks somebody stole something, thinks somebody was somewhere.
I mean, it happens to me, but I never call the cops. Sometimes I'm like, did I place that there, or is somebody like in my apartment?
Yeah, that's kind of the difference. Yeah, the things that people call the police on is, I'm sure they could write a book. So, anyways, all right. Very good. I thought there would be more things about the snow, but I'm sure they've gotten lots of calls and.
Yeah, when I was reading the police report, it was a lot of cars stuck, but.
Yeah, we went to the Iowa women's game on Saturday night in the blizzard. Didn't think it was a good idea, but decided to do it anyways. And there wasn't very many cars in the ditch. It was okay. And then last night we went to the Iowa women's game, and there was cars in the ditch everywhere. Oh. Like I feel like maybe like everyone was super careful during the blizzard, and then afterwards they're like, oh, it's got to be fine now, and the cars in the ditch everywhere. So, yeah. Good day to be in the towing business, I guess. Yeah. So, all right, let's head to commercial break, and when we get back, we'll speak with Washington for Justice.
Federation Bank is a locally owned bank providing award-winning customer service. We believe that we are more than just a federation of banks, but a federation of communities, serving Brighton, Richland, Wellman, and Washington, Iowa. Federation Bank's highly skilled staff is here to make sure you are able to accomplish your personal and professional goals, whatever they may be. Federation Bank, your family bank.
I am Melissa Westfall with Homegirl Realty. Heather and Charlotte and I have worked together for many years, and we have always had a vision to have a business together.
I'm Charlotte Howard, and the good news is we bring a very high level of experience. We have a combined 80 plus years of experience in this real estate marketplace.
I'm Heather Merrick, and Homegirl Realty brings a lot of things to the table. We have phenomenal communication with our clients, buyers and sellers, to make sure things are going smoothly and you don't have anything to worry about.
Washington County Hospital and Clinics, providing quality health care that puts you first. Whether during a hospital stay, seeing a primary care provider for wellness exams or sick visits, minor surgery to a total joint replacement, or recovering from an injury, we're here when you need us.
More than you expect for your health care. Washington County Hospital and Clinics.
Hey, Emily, what do sea monsters eat? Fish and chips.
Welcome back to Washington Live. I'm your host, Diana Rich, and I'm joined in the studio with Dan Henderson and Sule from Washington for Justice. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you guys?
Doing well. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. Is this your guys' first time out since the blizzard, or have you ventured out before today?
Well, we were out. We had an event Monday night, so we were over at the library Monday night. So
yes.
Yeah, we've been out.
Awesome. Very good. I guess first you want to tell me a little bit about yourself and then how you got involved with Washington for Justice?
Sure. I'll start. I've been on the program before, so it's nice to be back. But Dan Henderson, I'm the new director of Washington for Justice. We just had elections a week or so ago.
Okay, congratulations.
And I've been with Washington for Justice, has been around since 2020, and we've been holding events periodically since then. And our group is growing, and so we're getting to a new point of expanding, and that's where Sule comes in. I'll let her introduce herself to you.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
So my name is Sule Craig Williams, and I've resided in the area now.
Close, yeah.
I've resided now in the area for about 9 years.
Okay.
My background is I immigrated to the U.S. at the age of 13 from Guyana, that's in South America. And at 18, I joined the military. I was stationed at Fort Campbell, did a tour in Korea, Kuwait, and Iraq.
Wow.
So let me back up. So I retired recently, let's say about 2 years ago, 28 years of service as a CW3, which is a Chief Warrant Officer in the military. And my last 12 years of service brought me to the Midwest. Got stationed in Dubuque. That's where I met my husband. After Dubuque, I went to Omaha, Nebraska to Wichita, Kansas. So Wichita, Kansas being my last duty station, we'd already purchased a home here, so opted to retire here. So for first couple of months, I just relaxed, got into gardening, got a few chickens and ducks, and just enjoyed that life, you know?
Yeah.
And, but I wasn't satisfied. I needed something to do, get out and about, do certain things. So through my husband, I met an awesome lady. I'm not gonna call names, she knows who she is. And she introduced me to the farmer's market. So I volunteered with the farmer's market last season. Hope to do it again this season. And when that was over, it was like, what next to do? So I started to Google some stuff locally, and I came across JYD, I believe. They do the food pantry or serve food in Brighton as well. So I was able to do that for Thanksgiving, and then I was like, okay, what's next? So that's when I came across Washington for Justice, saw their Juneteenth program that they had put on years previously, and thought, that's something to get involved with. And I contacted a board member, and she told me they were doing the food giveaway for Christmas. So I was like, okay, I could do that, and got involved with that. And then after that, we started with, I was asked if I wanted to be on the board, and they had elections, and that's where we are now. So
Awesome.
I'll hand it back to Dan.
Very good. Thanks for your service. Really cool story. Thanks for giving us that background. That's awesome.
Yeah, I just met Sule in December at the food giveaway. It's the first time I'd met her, and she was ready to go and make a difference. So we got her involved in the leadership of Washington for Justice. She's now our new associate director.
Okay.
And I might mention the other two leaders that we have.
Yeah,
we have
please
a secretary of the organization, Luke Hertzler, and then our treasurer is Bethany Glinsman.
Okay.
So the four of us kind of work together to plan events and set the course.
Very good. Do you guys meet on a regular basis?
Well, we will be. We have our next meeting, at least the officers' meeting, next Monday. And we meet typically, we don't have an office anywhere, but my wife has a art studio on the square called Studio on the Square. And that's typically where we meet, either that or the library.
Yeah.
And so we'll have regular meetings, and then we have broader member meetings for anybody that wants to attend. Those will come about quarterly,
Okay.
about every 3 months maybe.
Okay.
So we'll do another one of those in March, but we've got a lot of other events that we're planning for this year.
Yeah, I have your event calendar in front of me. Very impressive, planned out, lots of things going on. Since you were here last, talking about the Juneteenth event, what's new? I know you talked a little bit about the leadership. Anything else that's new?
Well, yeah, a lot of first of all, we've formalized our leadership team. We were kind of just limping along with whoever wanted to do something. That was who was in charge, you know. And we're at the point we have had a lot of interest, a lot of other people come in and want to help and join the group, join our organization. So we have formalized the leadership. We also put out a ballot question about whether or not we should seek nonprofit status, and that came back resoundingly. In fact, it was unanimous, yes. So this year, 24, we'll be seeking and hopefully gaining nonprofit status.
Awesome.
Which will allow us to do a lot more activities.
Yeah.
And so, we're at a point where we really want to begin to raise our profile within the community and make a positive impact on the community in a lot of different ways. So this is the year I think we're going to make that happen.
Awesome. And you guys just had, you mentioned your Martin Luther King Jr. commemoration event at the Washington Library on Monday. How did that go?
I'll let Sule, what did you think of the?
It was awesome. We had a lot more turnout than we expected, granted the weather. We had the anthem that was sung. We had a reading by Dan. And we're going to do better things or more things next year as we go forward, you know. So
Awesome.
it was a good thing.
Yeah, we had Pastor Anthony Devon
Yes.
was one of the speakers.
Okay.
From the United Methodist Church. So yeah, it was about an hour long program. It happened to be the same night as the caucuses, so we planned it earlier.
Okay.
So we didn't conflict with anything going on caucus-wise. But we did have a nice turnout, which was really good to see.
Yeah, you never know with the cold temps and everything
Yeah.
going on. So good. That's good to hear. What are your future events that you have going on, or your next events that people can keep their eyes open for?
Well, our next public event will be in February 13th.
Okay.
And that will be a community film showing. It's Black History Month, February.
Okay.
So we're going to provide a film. It's a documentary called Slavery by Another Name. And it's based on a book by the same title. And it's pretty riveting documentary about what happened after emancipation in 1865, particularly in the South, that actually led to the re-enslavement of a lot of black people in the South through things like convict leasing, sharecropping. It kind of dispels the myth and the idea that slavery ended in 1865. It really didn't. It did legally, but in terms of economically and socially, there was still enslavement. It was built into the system. So a lot of people think about, well, slavery was a long time ago, we ended that. Well, yeah, except that those social and economic systems were still in place until the 1960s.
Right.
And so the legacy of enslavement is still to be found. We see it in income disparities. Iowa has one of the largest income disparities between white and black residents in the country. Unemployment, Iowa's third of black unemployment in the country. So there are a lot of structural issues that we're going to try to address. And so we're doing 4 different films throughout the year. We'll do another one around Juneteenth.
Okay.
We'll do another one in the fall, that one will actually focus on the Hispanic experience. It's a film about refugees, a refugee boy coming to the United States from, I can't remember which Central American country. And then in the fall, in November, we'll do one on indigenous tribes and their experience in the United States. So trying to draw attention to marginalized communities within our country and even this area.
Okay. How do people learn more about your events, or how are you spreading the word about these things that are coming up?
Well, that's one of the things we'll be talking about in our meeting.
Okay.
Is if you're going to do more events, you got to raise your profile and let people know what's going on.
Yep.
Up till now, I mean, it's mostly been social media, the radio station. You guys sometimes help us, which is nice. The newspaper. We put out posters around at businesses, and we'll do all of that. But we need to do a few other things, like a new website, maybe.
Yep, that was one of my questions.
and maybe show up at the farmers market more often and have a table just for people to get information.
Yeah, creating that visibility and letting people know you're around.
Yeah.
It looks like you guys have a Facebook page, facebook.com/Washington for Justice.
Yep.
So
right now, that's the place to go.
Yep.
But we will hopefully have a new website coming up in the next few months. So.
Okay, awesome. Very cool. Well, let's head to commercial break, and then when we get back from break, we'll wrap up with Dan and Sule.
At the Capper Auto Group, we put our customers' needs first and understand that everyone is as different as the vehicle they select. We offer new Ford, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram vehicles in a friendly environment that puts you in the driver's seat. When it comes to service, we maintain factory-trained technicians and competitive pricing. The Capper Auto Group still believes that service after the sale provides the best customer experience. Come see the Capper experience for yourself.
You know, it's not a question of what all you have and so on with your life. It's who is in your life and how much you care for them and how much they care for you. And Tammy definitely cares.
I met Tammy about 20 years ago when her daughter was in Special Olympics and I was coaching. Told me that she was into doing senior benefits. We became even closer friends. She cares about everybody, especially the seniors, so call her.
In the heart of rural Iowa, where community matters most, the connections we make are made to last. Meet KCTC, your hometown internet, phone, and TV provider. At KCTC, we're not just about technology, we're about people. Our dedicated team are your neighbors, committed to bringing you top-tier services right where you live. We believe in giving back to the community that raised us. Experience the power of a real connection with KCTC. Join us in building a stronger, more connected Southeast Iowa.
Welcome back to Washington Live. I'm your host, Diana Rich, and I'm joined in the studio with Dan Henderson and Sule from Washington for Justice. And we've been talking about lots of exciting things you guys have going on as you kind of grow your presence around Washington, and some of your events that you guys have coming on, as well as the new leadership structure that you guys are working on and moving into hopefully nonprofit status, which is exciting. We talked a little bit about about 3 buckets of areas that you guys are working on or working in. Can you tell me more about that?
When we formed back in 2020 and began to develop kind of a mission statement and what are we going to be about, it really boiled down to 3 general areas. One is education. So there's a need for helping to educate our community about issues around diversity and inclusion and discrimination. I'm a former teacher, former history teacher, so that's kind of where my heart is in the education bucket. Another one is advocacy. We want to advocate for people in our community who are maybe marginalized or forgotten or not seen sometimes. And then service. We want to serve the community, which is where the food giveaway comes in, and raising money for other kinds of projects that are worthwhile. One of the educational things that we're having, this will be in March, is we're starting a banned book club. So we'll have about 4 books throughout the year that we're going to put out there, and it'll meet at the library. And if you're interested in that, just get a hold of us. We'll give you the whole schedule. But that'll start in March.
Okay.
So we got a book
Would you
club.
call it the banned book club?
Banned books.
Okay.
I mean, books that, there's a lot of book banning going on.
Oh, ban.
Yeah,
I thought you said banned. Sorry. Okay,
I'm
ban
sorry.
makes a lot more sense. I was like, is that an acronym for something? But books ban.
Books not allowed.
Yes, thank you. I got I'm following now. Okay, so that starts in March?
That starts in March.
Okay. Will the public or the library help you kind of advertise that and kind of push that?
Sure. So we're just trying to reach out where we can. Advocacy is an area that we want to increase our activity and presence more. Advocacy meaning things like we'll be at city council meetings, school board meetings, county board of supervisors, not to be an adversary, but just to listen. and to see where can we contribute, where can we help, or if we have to, where can we challenge? Because there are systems of inequity sometimes that a lot of us don't realize or don't see until somebody just simply points it out.
And for me, I would say service. The Army has 7 core values, and one being selfless service. So selfless service defined as being supported of the welfare of the nation, the welfare of the Army, and the welfare of your subordinates. Those are the important things. So now that I'm retired, my service or my selfless service will be directed to the community in which I live, which I work, which I play. So anything I could do to help anyone in need, that's where I'd like to see Washington for Justice, step up. Yes, we do the food giveaways, but we need to look at other things, for example, clothing drives, just stuff like that, getting involved. And since we hadn't yet talked about much of my ideas, I'm going to just put that one out. Yeah. But that's where I'd like to be, service. That's what my focus is.
Cool. Yeah, I like how you guys have those kind of areas that you're trying to hit, and it seems very focused. And I'm sure probably when you're looking at your events calendar, you're like, where are we educating, where are we advocating, where are we serving, and it seems to make a lot of sense.
Helps us keep it straight.
Yeah.
In what we're doing.
Stay focused. Yeah. Awesome. If someone, wants to get involved, are there ways for people to get involved with Washington for Justice, and how would they get involved?
Oh, absolutely. We need more and more volunteer. Everything is volunteer.
Yeah.
Nobody gets paid anything. So if you want to volunteer, go to our Facebook page would probably be the first way.
Okay.
We also have an email address. It's simply Washington for Justice, one word,
okay,
@gmail.com. So they can email us. Eventually, we'll have a new website, like I mentioned, and that'll be up. It's not up yet, but so Facebook right now or email might be the quickest way to get a hold of us.
Okay, very good. And how are you guys funding the things that you guys are doing right now? Are you guys holding any fundraisers to kind of help build a budget? Anything you guys want to talk about around that?
Well, that's always a challenge for any nonprofit.
Yep.
And that's where we're headed, is to nonprofit status. But yeah, I mean, it will be all donations. We have in the past, for instance, for the Juneteenth events and the food giveaways, we've had sponsors, and businesses have sponsored, which has been terrific. And they've been very willing to help, which is good. So we'll continue that. But we'll also think about other ways that we can fund what we're doing, because the more activity we do, the more money it takes to sustain what we're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Anything else that you guys want to talk about before we wrap up?
Anything you want to add? No? I think we're just happy that we're working in 24 to really make our presence known. So if anyone wants to volunteer, get in contact with us. You can contact me directly if you want. I'm on Facebook too. So. Okay. Anyway, but thank you for having us here today. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, it sounds like you guys have started the year out strong, and have this long list of events. I'm sure we'll have you back on Washington Live to share some more events in the future. But until then, people can find the full list, I'm sure, on facebook.com/Washington for Justice, like you mentioned, and keep your eyes open for flyers and posters around town. And word of mouth is always a great way to get things out too. So thanks again for joining us today. Did you tell Sule about the birthday game that she was going to
I forgot to tell her about the birthday game.
All right, yeah.
So you're in for a treat. Okay. She looked a
little scared, well, first we'll hit the National Day, and then we'll jump into the celebrity birthday game, which is always just a fun way to end the show.
Popeye the Sailor Man Day. Eat your spinach.
Are you too young for that? Do you know who Popeye is?
I know Popeye spinach.
Okay, very good.
And National Bootleggers Day.
All right. Ooh. Somebody sitting in office somewhere coming up with these ridiculous days, and I feel like they could have done better, but we'll take it.
They got to fill 365 days, so.
Yeah, that's true. All right. I think we should start coming up with our own.
Okay.
I feel like maybe every Wednesday we should read the national days, but if we were in charge, what the national day would be. Okay, you have a week until next week to think of what.
I'll think
okay,
I'll think of a day.
I'm going to remember this.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. All right, let's jump into the celebrity birthday game. So every day, Alex looks at what celebrities have birthdays today, and he picks 4 of the most popular celebrities that we might know. He'll put their picture on the screen, and I'll guess the age, and then you guys can either be a team or do it individually. Whoever's closest, or if you're right on, you get 2 points, and if you're within 3 years, you get 1 point, and whoever gets the most points at the end wins a prize. Sponsored by KCTC. We got new prizes.
About the prizes.
It's new.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's next level. So, do you guys want to play as a team or individually?
We're a team.
Okay. We're
All right.
gonna be a team.
Sounds good.
Today's a good day.
Yeah, I know all of these people.
Yeah.
Not personally, but
Steve Harvey, first one.
Steve Harvey. I feel like he looks good for his age. I don't know. He's got a lot of gray hair in that beard, though.
And not just the mustache anymore.
Let's go
What is it?
64.
I'm going to
We're going to go
lower.
higher.
Oh, higher. Let's go 68.
Okay.
That's my age.
All right.
67.
Oh,
we were
all right.
close.
So we actually each get a point.
Yeah.
Is lucky on that one. Nice.
Next one. Kid Rock.
Kid Rock.
Singer.
Let's go 50. 49.
49.
I think he's in his 50s. 52, maybe. 52.
53.
Oh, look at you guys. Nice work. Should have stuck with my first one. All right, you guys are leading 2-1 going into
I get the
round
prize after.
3.
Next one. Michelle Obama.
Oh, Oprah.
Michelle
Oh,
Obama.
Michelle Obama. I'm
She
sorry.
does kind of look like Oprah in that picture, though.
That was my
her
first
hair,
thought
yeah.
when I saw her.
54.
60.
Yeah, gotta be under that.
60.
60 right on.
Oh, look at you guys. Nice work.
It's Sule. She's the one that's
She looks
feeding
so
this.
good. That's why I guessed her. I hope she's watching right now because I gave her a really nice compliment.
She looks great
All right,
for
you guys
60,
are winning 4-1, so there's no way for me to come back. Hope
All right,
you guys
let's
just
see.
dominate
Last
from here
one.
on out.
Last one. Jim Carrey.
Oh, Jim Carrey.
I'm going to go 67.
67? That all?
What did you say?
I said 67.
Oh, you said 67. Let's go 68.
69? Okay.
68.
62.
Oh, man, we all thought.
Wow.
Hopefully Jim's not watching because we did not give him a compliment there. All right.
Well, you can see the gray around his temple there, but so he must be
All right, you
doing
guys
something to
each
his
pick
hair.
a prize, compliments of KCTC.
Oh my goodness! Let's see what
Pick
we
a
got.
goodie for you guys.
All right.
Thanks again for joining us today
Thank
on
you.
Washington Live.
It's been fun.
Yeah, and I look forward to hearing all the things you guys have going on for the rest of the year.
Oh, I'll take
Anything
one of
else we need to cover, Alex?
I think that's all.
All right, sounds good. Thanks for joining us today on Washington Live. We hope you have a great Wednesday and stay warm.